You know, I get asked about the road outdoors. What is it? Who started it? And why do you do it? Well, the idea for the Road Outdoors TV show was born in Jacksonville, Alabama. Now, that's a small town roughly 60 miles east of Birmingham. In Jacksonville, things move a little slower than in other parts of the country, but that's why we're here. We love the feel of a cold football Friday night, being with family, hanging out with friends, and of course being in the woods and on the water. You see, outdoors people in Alabama are lucky. We have the best of all worlds when it comes to outdoor sports like hunting, fishing, camping, hiking, biking. Hey, we can do it all. We have the best fisheries anywhere with the Coosa River Lakes, Lake Guntersville, which is the bass capital of the world. We have awesome state parks and great land management areas for hunting. You see, our good fortune made us realize that we had an awesome opportunity to showcase our state and to let others know about it too. So one day while we were fishing, we got the grand idea to begin filming an outdoor show about Alabama and more. Now sometimes we're invited to hunt or fish other states, but that only gives us an opportunity to promote our state all over the country. But I'm here to tell you, filming, hunting, and fishing is tough. You got weather problems, equipment issues, it's always something. But that didn't stop us from fighting through all that to bring this show to you. Now, we're not professionals, and that will be pretty obvious. We're just a group of good ones that love the outdoors and our beautiful state. Now, we will do our best to make this show better and better, so sit back and enjoy, and when the show is over, get up off that couch and go experience the Alabama outdoors for yourself.
Hey, it's Rodney with the Road Outdoors. Today we're going to bring to you a little crappie fishing. I'm going to be on Neely Henry today in sand pits. It's springtime. The crappie's finally coming in out of that deep water, coming into the sand pits, and it's about 52 degrees water temperature. Going to be throwing a little 2-jig system in there. It all depends on how they start biting. They could come up in the water table and you can speed your retrieve up a little bit, or you might slow it down and drag it on the bottom. And then we'll have Lee Pitts up on Wise Lake, and he's gonna be doing some spider rigging. That's some real interesting stuff, and he can catch them too. He is a real good crappie fisherman. So y'all stay with us. We're gonna get on the road right here and see what we can do today.
Hey, I'm Lee Pitts with the Road Outdoors, and we're here on Weiss Lake today. Going to get out and catch some of these Weiss Lake Coosa crappie. Come on, hop in the boat with us. Let's go get a few. All right, what we're doing today, we're here on Weiss Lake in North Alabama, and Weiss Lake is known for the crappie capital of the world. We're here to try to catch some of these big Coosa River crappie, and we're doing the long line trolling. There's several different methods that a lot of people use to catch crappie here, but early in the season, one of the best ways that we use to catch crappie is the long line trolling. A lot of you that are not familiar with this, what we're using is either a 32nd or a 24th ounce head. It's a small head, but what that does, we're putting little crappie baits on it. My favorite is the Bobby Garland. There's a wide series of Bobby Garland baits. We use everything from the baby shad to the slab slayer. Color is a big deal here. You may catch fish on one color one day and can't get them to touch it the next. So one of the things that we look at is changing colors periodically through the day. You can swap out with different rods. You're allowed 3 rods apiece on Weiss Lake, so you can change some colors around and find out what the fish are really liking. We're using 6-pound test. It's a light line, but with these long rods that we're using for our trolling, most of your pressure and the fight is going to be absorbed in this rod. I like a 7-foot to a 12, 14-foot rod is what we use most of the time. Not saying you have to use that size rod, but for these crappie, when you're trolling and moving and the boat's going, the rod does all the work for you. The light line helps the bait to flow smooth. It gives it a more natural presentation. It helps it look like a little shad flipping through the water, and that's what these fish are feeding on right now. They're feeding up for the spawn. They're trying to hit these shallows, and what we're doing, we're intercepting these fish out in this main body of water and following the creek channels, following the humps where they're setting up and staging and feeding up for that spawn. So let's get in here and see if we can catch a few. There's one right there. There we go. You know, with these crappie, you don't have to really stroke them like you do a bass. You don't have to have a good hard hook set, especially with these long rods. If you move that rod, it's gonna set the hook. You know, with the boat moving and you move a little bit on that rod. And the biggest thing is you don't want to tear a big hole in that crappie's mouth. That's a pretty good fish right there. Oh, and that's why you don't pull them real hard. Let's get another one. Of course, with these long rods, all of them feel good when they first hit it. Got another one up here too. Just gonna stick him and put him back in the holder. That's when you like it, when it's a fire drill. I believe he's a keeper. I'll lay him right there. See what we got on this other one. You know, if you got some kids you want to bring out, let them have a lot of action and catch a lot of fish, come on down and see me. Like I said, not only catch a lot of fish, we can stock your freezer too. He's a quarter short. But he'll go with us. You know what we're doing today, we're using several different colors and several different bait styles. I prefer the Bobby Garland line of crappie baits just because they've got a wide variety in their characteristics of their baits. They've got baits for deep water, they've got baits for shallow water, and it's something with the color selection too. They've got a wide color selection. We're using these Moglo heads today. We're in typically shallow water, and what I like are the smaller heads. We're using the 24th ounce head here, and also some of the 32nds. They've got them all the way up to 16th, an 8th. You know, they've got all kind of different heads for the different depths. But color is a big deal with these crappie. The color selection that you use with some of these baits. In this stained and off-color water, I like a pink, orange, or a blue head. It stands out better in this stained water, and it's something when you swap the colors around with your baits, the head selection can sometimes make a difference, and that's what you're looking for. You're looking for something that the fish really can see well, and the more that they will move towards this bait and see the bait better, it's going to in-catch your creel, and that's what everybody's looking for out here.
The Road Outdoors is brought to you by Shotgun Sport Supply,
Roma's Pizza in Jacksonville,
Calhoun County Insurance,
Huddle House of Jacksonville,
Crow Drugs of Jacksonville,
Coosa Industrial Supply of Gadsden,
Union Foundry of Anniston,
Observer Office Supply of Gadsden,
Muck Boots,
Davis Baits of Sylacauga.
Supply is your locally owned and operated industrial supply headquarters located in Gadsden, Alabama. Coosa Industrial Supply has been a premier supplier of hoses, gaskets, bearings, gearing products, meal and safety supplies, piping valves, fittings, and sanitary equipment for over 16 years. Coosa Industrial Supply provides custom fabrication of hoses, hydraulics, and conveyor belts. With an experienced sales staff and local delivery, Coosa Industrial Supply is your one-stop shop for all your industrial supplies.
Hey, now we're going to Tammy Powers with Cheaha State Park with our Tracking Alabama segment.
This is Tammy Power, I'm Superintendent of Cheaha State Park, and I'm on Tracking Alabama to the Road of Outdoors. Cheaha State Park is one of the oldest state parks in Alabama. It was built in 1939 by the Civilian Conservation Corps. We're very blessed because it is the oldest continuously operated state park in Alabama. This year in June, we'll be celebrating our 75th year of Alabama State Parks serving people. We'll be opening the CCC Museum and also having a great grand opening for the Civilian Conservation Corps Primitive Campground, which is the original campground that the CCCs used when they were building Cheaha State Park, which is also the highest point in the state of Alabama. Cheaha State Park has everything you could possibly want. It is the highest point in the state of Alabama. It's the southern connection to the Appalachian Trail. It is a state park that's located in the middle of the Talladega National Forest. It is absolutely beautiful. We have a place that you can swim, hike, fish. I just really can't tell you enough about the park. I basically grew up here. Everybody tells me it's the closest to heaven that you can get. So if you have a budget, that doesn't really stop you. If you just got some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and you want to just come and picnic, this is the place for you. If you want to come and spend the night or a week, we have cabins and chalets and hotel rooms. We have people that come for vacations they do destination weddings, retreats. We have the Bald Rock Lodge that houses up to 32 people and has events. So we have a mountain of reasons why you should visit Alabama State Parks. My favorite thing about Cheaha State Park is the staff. And the reason for that is that most of these people have grown up here and they love the place that they work at. So a lot of them, they come here every day because they have a love of the park. It's real easy to work anywhere for money, but when you work somewhere because you love what you do, that's a lot different. We have people that volunteer. They come to Cheaha and they just do volunteer service. So one of the things that we want to make everybody aware is that we do have a volunteer program. So if you have some extra time on your hands, come up and visit us and spend some time helping out. We have a wonderful website, which is alapark.com. That's ALAPARK.com. Or you can call us on our 1-800 number, which is 1-800-846-2654. Our clerks are sometimes a little bit busy. If they can't get to you, then just call them back and they'll be more than happy to take care of you. Our website is absolutely wonderful. It has all kinds of information. We have all kinds of facilities, camping, hotel rooms, cabins, chalets, pet-friendly facilities. We have hiking and fishing. We have a boardwalk that you can come up, which is wheelchair accessible and stroller accessible. So we are family friendly. And we have the deck on the front of the restaurant. So a little bit of everything, and if you want to make a reservation for sales, we actually have a salesperson that you can call. So give us a call.
We've got a little break in the action here. While we're waiting on these crappie to turn back on, how about let's go to Neely Henry and see how Rodney Turner's doing down there.
It looks like the sun might be gonna try to break through. We'll see what it does to them. It's biting pretty good first thing this morning, but they've kind of slacked off. We've tried two or three other things. Went over to some brush. They don't seem to be in the brush, so I come back out here to where we started this morning. So maybe they're still out here. I'd like to get into some bigger ones. This water warm up, they might. That river's a mess out there. So maybe some will come in from that main river. There was a bite. First bite I've had in 30 minutes, so they're still out here. Maybe they can go into feed frenzy. Oh, that little bit of sunlight helped right there. That swine fish with 2 jigs. You bit the one on the top. And the next one, half of them bite the one on the bottom. Makes it look like a little school of bait fish coming through. There's another. Oh, that's a better fish there. That's a lot better fish there, I think. Oh yeah. I ain't seen it. Oh yeah, see? Now he bit the bottom of it. Give him a choice. Give him a choice, like a little buffet. Pretty fish. There's another one. There's it. And one little spot. One spot. That one spot, they're all about the same size too. There's a bunch of fish come in last week, but none of these fish in the slough last weekend. All these come out of the main river the last week. You can see the little bellies there. Already ready to go. That's the future of our lake right there. If I was to put that fish on a scale, yeah, it probably does. It probably is 9 inches. There's 6. Oh, this ain't much of 6, but it's 6. Oh, we changed species. There's still 6 casts in a row. These right here is what was almost the death of our lake. And they say them stripes didn't reproduce. What is that? That's a baby. I hate them. They're fun to catch when they're big. They get in there and they eat them baby crappie. I'm gonna tell you about the only thing is 7 casts in a row. The only thing that's really changed is about 4 degrees temperature when that sun come out. I'm gonna tell you, it's a little spot. It's something. Bass, crappie, stripe. Seems like I'm in the kiddie corral. Let's go to commercial on that right there and we'll come back in a minute and see if we can catch some more. Well, as you can see today, it wasn't no fire and hot day. These crappie was kind of slow. We had to work pretty hard. As the day progressed, the sun come up, the water temperature come up just a little bit. These fish did pull up in the water table a little bit and start biting. I got on a little flurry there for one time, caught 7 or 8 in a row. They started biting, but you can see with throwing this crappie rig in the springtime, there's no telling what you're gonna hook. I had crappie on, brim on, bass on. I mean, it's just a fun time of the year to be on the water because you're excited, you're trying to get back fishing and everything's biting. So, like I said, I struggled early, but it come to later on in the day. But the crappie, they're gonna be there and they're gonna start biting even better, more and more. So y'all stay with us. We're gonna try to stay with this crappie and catch some bigger ones.
I'm Eric Watson with Alabama Marine Police. We're out here today to try to talk about some of the things that you need on your boat while out on the water. Some of the basic things. You need to have a current registration in your boat at all times when on the water. You need to have enough life jackets for everybody in the boat. You need to have a throw cushion. You need to have a fire extinguisher. You need to make sure you got a kill switch and it needs to be attached to you at all times while you're using the big motor. Not when you're using the trolling motor, but when you're using the big motor. These are the things that we basically check on a day-to-day basis. Another thing that we do, another thing that you need to look out for is if your boat has a capacity plate, don't put too many people on your boat, because if we pull up and there's a lot of people on your boat and we think you may be overloaded, we're going to stop, pull up, and we're going to check your capacity plate and check the number of people that you have on the boat. So go by your capacity plate. It's usually located next to the operator station down below the steering wheel, and it'll tell you the number of people and the amount of weight that you can carry on that boat. We've had several accidents already this year. Summer hadn't even begun yet. We've had some fatalities, we've had some drownings and boating accidents. Please, please, please wear your life jacket. Your life jacket floats. You don't float. If you'll just put that life jacket on as a precaution, if something does happen, it's already there. Make sure that you have all the snaps snapped. They put those on there for a reason. Make sure that you have the right life jacket for the intended wear. Do not put a child's life jacket on an adult. Don't put an adult life jacket on a child. All children under the age of 8 years old have to wear a life jacket at all times while they're in that boat. If you find yourself in an emergency on the water, call 911. Don't worry about trying to find numbers for us. Call 911. They'll be able to get in touch with us faster than anybody else. For any information that you may need about boating laws and regulations, you can go to outdooralabama.com, and when the first screen comes up, click on boating and you'll be able to find out all the information that you need and all of our contact information. I'm Eric Watson with Alabama Marine Police. Be safe, be careful, and enjoy your summer.
Well, hey guys, that's our day today on Weiss Lake. Thank you so much for joining us. Had a good day, caught a lot of crappie out there. It's still early in the season. Got a lot of fish yet to catch. They're coming in, getting in the shallows right now. So if any of you would like to come on down and catch some of these big Coosa crappie, just give me a call. That's Lee Pitts with Pitts Outdoors, 256-390-4145. Come on down to Weiss Lake and catch some crappie with us. Thank y'all. Have a great day.